Hi, fourth graders. And here we are with our second review video for topic 11. We're on page 437. And if you have not had a chance to look over this practice assessment, please pause the video, do the problems that you're able to do on your own for practice, and then restart the video, and we will go over these together. These are the types of problems you'll see on your assessment, your test tomorrow. So please take your time and try to do what you can on your own, and then pay attention to the video to go over and make sure you've answered them correctly, or to review the ones that you didn't understand. All right, pause. All right, you should have had a chance now to work on the assessment practice on your own. Let's go over these problems together. Number 1 says, what is the difference between the heaviest and lightest weights? These are weights of puppies in a litter. Our heaviest puppy in the litter is 3 2/4, right here. And our lightest is down here at 2 2/4. Our key was difference. And so we are going to subtract. And when we subtract, we can line them up like this. When we subtract fractions, 2/4 take away 2/4. Of course, we have nothing left in the fractions. 3 take away 2 is 1. So the difference is 1 pound. All right, number 2, how many dots would be placed above 1 3/4 in a line plot of these data? 1 3/4. We look for 1 3/4, and we see it once, twice, 3 dots, because it's 3 times in our data table. Number 3 says, which is the most common length of snail Fred has in his backyard? We look for the most dots. That's the most common, would be 3 inches. Now it's not 3 dots, we had 4 there because we have 3 here, but that's more, so we're just listing. All right, number 4, during a sleep study, the number of hours 15 people slept was recorded in the table below. Hours of sleep in one night. Use the data in the table to draw a line plot. Again, a ruler always helps. We're going to look for our greatest and our least values. I see 9 looks to be the greatest. 6 so far, nope, 5.5 is our least amount of sleep. So let's start with 5.5. We notice that we've got halves, half hours, and whole hours. So we're going to count up by halves. Just made it. All right. So we have 1 at 9. We have 6, 7, 6.5, 5.5, 8, 7.5, 8, 7.5 again, 7, 6, 5.5, 7.5, 8.5, and 6.5. We had 15 data points, so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We've got them all. Part B says, how many more hours did the person who slept the greatest number of hours sleep than the person who slept the least number of hours? So we've got greatest is 9, least is 5.5. How many more hours? We're going to subtract. We cannot take a half away from nothing, so we're going to make a fraction over here. 1 whole is the same as 2 halves. We took an hour away from the 9, made it 8, and brought that hour over here. So we still have 9 here, 8 plus 2 halves. 2 halves take away 1 half is 1 half, and 8 take away 5 is 3. So there's a 3.5 hour difference in the person who slept the greatest amount and the least amount. All right, turning over to number 5, use the line plot below, select all the true statements. The greatest height is 2.5 inches. More plants have a height of 2 inches than 1.5 inch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's not correct. There are 3 plants with a height of 1 inch. Not correct, there's only 2. There are 3 plants with a height of 2 inches and 3 plants with a height of 2.5 inches. So 1, 2, 3, that's correct. 3 plants with a height of 2.5. 1, 2, 3, that is correct. Check that box. The tallest plant is 1.5 inches taller than the shortest plant. Tallest is 2.5. Shortest is 1. If we find the difference, 1 half take away nothing is 1 half. 2 take away 1 is 1. So that is correct. Number 6 says Mr. Tricorn's class measured the lengths of crayons. How many crayons did they measure? Use the line plot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, the number of dots are the number of crayons because these are the length of crayons. So we would have 10 crayons. Number 7 says, use the line plot from exercise 6. How many crayons were greater than 3 inches? 2.5 is not greater than 3, but 3.5 and 4.5 are, so we would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 crayons. Number 8 says Ms. Garcia measured the heights of her students. Use the data in the table to draw a line plot. So we look for our least and greatest in feet, and we notice that the smallest was 3 2/4. And so we will list 3 3/4, 4, 4 1/4, 4 2/4, and that's as high as we need to go. That was our greatest. So we're going to start here. Another way to do is I'm going to go for all my 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 3/4. I have 1, 2, 3. 4 1/4. I have 1, 2, 3. So 4 1/4. I had 3. 4 2/4. I have 1, 2, 3 as well. And what do I have left? I have 1 at 3 2/4. So part B says, and again, we should always have the title heights of students for this graph or line plot. Title at the top. So we're going to use the data in exercise 8. Select all the statements that are true. The tallest student is 4 feet tall. Not true. The tallest student is 4 2/4 feet tall. Again, our units are feet. The tallest student is 2 2/4 feet tall. That is correct. We just noticed that. The shortest student is 3 3/4. That's not correct. We have 1 at 3 2/4. The tallest student is 1 foot taller than the shortest student. So if the tallest is 4 2/4 and the shortest is 3 2/4, To find the difference, we subtract and we get 1 foot. That's correct. The most common height for the students was 4 feet tall, and that was correct. We have 5 dots. That is the most. All right, so this is your review, your final review for the assessment tomorrow. Please make sure that you look over this as well as the previous videos, reteaching and vocabulary, and you'll be set.